right, earnings now. Pfizer out with a beat on the top and bottom line in its latest quarter. However, not without reporting a sharp drop in first quarter revenue on the back of falling sales of its COVID-19 vaccine. For more color on Pfizer's commentary from its latest earnings call, let's get to Yahoo Finance's Anjalee Khemlani. Hey, Anjalee.
Thanks, Rochelle. Yeah, to your point, Pfizer doing pretty well when it comes to just the numbers, but not necessarily getting that boost in sentiment from the street. And that's something the company honestly has struggled with since pre-COVID. You heard the CEO, Albert Bourla, address this at the very end of the call, talking about the stock itself feeling undervalued. He said specifically, quote, the stock price does not reflect the value that Pfizer has. So looking at it from the perspective of this company that, to your point, the COVID vaccine, the COVID treatment, really having a strong portfolio, and then looking out to this year where it's expecting to launch a dozen products in the second half of the year alone, it really does, beg the question, what is Wall Street looking for, and when does the company get that boost? And so, to that point, my vibe for this call is definitely leaning towards good. You saw some of the questions from the analysts, focused on that, on the long-term outlook, on the product, especially on that acquisition of that $43 billion acquisition of Seagen. But you did get some harder questions on, the general lack of anything but the vaccines and COVID right now, looking all on that. So that's, I think, would quickly summarize sort of what we heard on this call today and where Pfizer stands. Still a strong company, cash on hand, still strong, but I think overall still some questions about what its long-term outlook looks like.
And Anjalee, to that point, post-COVID, a lot of people are wondering what's going to be that next catalyst, if there is one, that Pfizer's going to be honing in on. Did we get a better sense of that on the call? Yeah,
there are a couple different segments. So, of course, with Seagen, the oncology, that's supposed to bring in about $10 billion by 2030. They are looking at, a couple of patent cliffs on some of their older blockbusters. So to fill in that, they definitely have the RSV vaccine and multiple options there. Very strong, bullish sentiment from the company about the combination COVID, RSV, and COVID flu. Those options in the long term as potential, big revenue hubs, as well as Prevnar. That's the pneumococcal vaccine. That is about a $6 billion product for the company. They have a new formula out, broader coverage. So there's that. They're also in the background just talking about we didn't hear anything about this on the call, but they are also looking to enter that obesity space with an oral GLP-1. So no updates yet. It's still sort of mid-stage in its trials right now. So going to be interesting to see how that pans out for the rest of the year.
We know that's been a hot button issue for a lot of big pharma companies trying to get into that space. Thank you for that update. Anjalee Khemlani there for us.